I want to talk to you about how to start a candle business online. And a candle business is a great business for startup costs, but also flexibility and also scalability. So it's important to understand that if you are an entrepreneur who is eager to burn the midnight oil with a new business venture, we've got a potential business idea for you, which is selling homemade candles. And when it comes to creating a product that's practical and hot, literally and figuratively, learning how to make candles is a skill set that's useful for the hesitant DIYer. So if you're curious about the candle business, you have to understand you have a lot of potential here. Let me first break it down for you. What are we talking about? Why start a candle business in the first place? Well, candles are an essential decor item, an industry set to eclipse $10 billion to $15 billion in global sales by 2032, 2035. And so in the past years, the commercial use of candles has been pretty increasing, with spa and massage using scented candles for aromatherapy, and restaurants creating soft, moody environments for customers. So that's really good. And so customers, like regular customers such as you and me, they buy candles as home decor accents as well as for relaxation and stress reduction. And this is kind of cool. So when you think about the fact that this candle business is pretty interesting because the product itself is hot. Candles also have the ability to have low cost entry, easy to sell anywhere, scalable craft to actually learn, and the process is very easy to customize. Let me break it down for you. So when we talk about low cost entry, granted, some homemade candle varieties still require pricier materials than others, but in general, when you think about the whole industry, candle makers can create their wares with a very little cash upfront. It's very to sell anywhere. So if you want to sell your home decor items at craft fairs and local markets, homemade candles travel well. So if you can sell them both online and offline, that's really fantastic. And when we talk about candles, you have all kinds of candles, okay? You have soy candles, you have a scented or aromatherapy candles, you have a vegan candles, you also have decorative candles. When we talk about vegan candles, there is a growing segment of shoppers who are concerned with the materials businesses use to make their purchases, particularly any animal ingredients. So basic candles often contain animal byproducts like beeswax, which is not desirable for some consumers. So this is something to really think about. Now let me talk to you about the specs you need to really think about when you are considering starting a candle business. The very first thing you want to do is you want to do market research. It doesn't matter the type of candle you want to sell. You got to do market research, and market research is going to really allow you to have a clear idea of where the possibilities really are. Okay. And so it's important when we talk about the candle industry, target markets are broken down into three categories. You have prestige, mid-market, and mass market. And prestige actually are luxury candles. They're really are going to provide a certain level of profitability to the maker, but also you have a niche market there. And so you got to decide on which market you'll go after. And so after you do market research, you want to build your brand. So a brand helps your business build an audience, influences your marketing efforts, and makes it easier to create better products for your customers. And so a good brand strategy is crucial for candle businesses in particular, because the industry has grown so significantly over the past decade that it can be challenging to actually break in. So you want to differentiate yourself. So when we talk about brand building your brand, you want to have unique and interesting fragrance blends. You want to have a brand story. So for instance, why are you making candles? Who are you making candles for? What impact do you want to have on them? And what impact do they want to make on the world? And you also got to think about visual identity. So when we talk, and I'm still talking to you about the brand name here, the branding. So visual identity actually, which includes your logo, photography, websites, social media, and packaging, is actually, when you think about it, the most direct way to influence how people feel about your candle business. And when it comes to your candle brand, you want to pay close attention to the aesthetic of your products. Customers will use your candles for their scents and a home decor complement, so you want to design product in line with your audience. And so that's good. And the brand adds this identity into all its marketing assets. If you were to actually have a good brand, okay, and you are able to know exactly when a customer buys your products, your candles, they know that they're dealing with your business because you have actually attached your branding to all the various aspects of the products. So it's not just the logo, but you got to think about your photography, your website, your social media, your packaging, and so on and so forth. Next thing you want to do here is that you need to create a candle business name. So when we talk about actually starting a candle business in a very competitive environment, you got to really have a clear idea of how to differentiate yourself. So your candle business is shipping up nicely when you think about having a name, for instance, doing market research. But you've probably come up with a few business names along the way, but you have to decide on one. And don't forget, though, you want to make sure that the name is appealing to your target audience, but also is it will help you steer clear of any patent or IP copyright. I mean IP lawsuits. So be sure to keep your candle business name ideas short and simple. That'll make it more memorable and easy for buyers to pronounce. If your name is too difficult to remember, you will miss out on free word of mouth marketing, and free word of mouth marketing is really, really important. And so if you're still, let's say, if you're stuck when it comes to choosing a business name, you can use a Shopify's business name generator, for instance, to stir up fresh ideas. All you have to do is enter a keyword, click generate names, then browse thousands of auto-generated name ideas for your company. And the next thing you want to do is you want to write a business plan for your candle business. And a business plan for your candle business actually guides your entire operation when creating a candle business. It helps you, for instance, define your strategy, which you got to have anyway. You got to have a strategy to actually to guide your actions. You need to pinpoint challenges. So those are actually the pros and cons. And there's something called SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So when we talk about challenges, those are threats in the market. You need to understand what resources you need, and you also need to analyze your business idea before launching. And you want to ask yourself, what is the end goal for my brand? Who are my direct competitors? Do I want to be sold in retail outlets like Target or Nordstrom? Or do I want to start an e-commerce store and sell directly to my customers? So you want to really identify your, let's say, your goals, your business goals, and keep them in mind as you build out your candle making brand. Next thing you want to do is you want to make candles to sell, right? So there are plenty of candle types you can create in your own kitchen. But here I want to show you how to make a basic soy candle. You can take the same basic ingredients, tweak them slightly, and create your own customized recipe. You got to have your recipe. So what you want to do is you want to gather your materials. So for this homemade soy candle recipe, you will need soy wicks, preferably cotton, super glue. You want to have essential oil of your choice. You can choose the one that works for you. You can have a spatula, double boiler, thermometer, and you want to have mason jar and pen or pencil. Pen or pencil, we're talking here about you drawing the shape that your homemade soy candle will have. So while you likely have some of these items already sitting around your house, you can easily procure the rest without busting your budget. You can find soy wax in bulk on sites like AliExpress or bulk apothecary for around $10 per pound. So that's really good. And merchants looking to source jars or other glass containers can look on AliExpress for, let's say, a variety of bulk buying options, or check their local thrift store or dollar store for inexpensive containers. And then next, you want to prep your wax and container. You also want to customize your candle mixture. See, the whole thing is you need to really be able to differentiate yourself. So once your wax melts, you want to take your preferred essential oil and stir it into your mixture at a ratio of 1 ounce per pound of wax. So this is kind of cool. And if you would like to change up the color of your candle wax, stir in chunks of non-toxic crayons. Then you want to prep your pour. So You want to prep your pour, and the pour has to actually be suitable for your final target audience. One thing you want to do is to build your online store. So, when we talk about you having an e-commerce store, that's the best option, unless you want to go to flea markets or local stores to actually sell them directly. Because the thing is that depending upon your availability, an online store will allow you to make money a lot faster. Now, creating an online store sounds like a daunting task compared to, let's say, listing your candles on online selling sites like Amazon, but those marketplaces can really cut deep into your profits and don't let you express your brand freely. So, for instance, if you were to be on eBay or you were to be on Amazon or Etsy, you are bound to the criteria that they have on those websites, and you also have a lot of competition. But if you go with an e-commerce store, a brand new one, you really have the opportunity to customize things. Your online store is not only more profitable in the long run, but acts as a digital home for your brand. And when it comes to building an online store, you can have a Shopify, you can have a Wix, you can have a WooCommerce, you can have BigCommerce. It really depends on you. The bottom line is you can create an e-commerce website without any coding or huge budget. You also want to create a marketing plan. So when we talk about marketing plan, we are talking about you having the ability to do things offline and online. Let me break it down for you. So you need to really actually figure out how to sell your candles, and so online, one of the easiest and most lucrative mediums for selling candles is online. You can use multiple digital platforms like social media and your own e-commerce sites to reach potential customers around the world. And while every digital medium would not be a successful sales platform for every merchant, here are a few things that you want to check out to actually help you get started when it comes to establishing an online presence. For instance, you have Instagram, you have Pinterest, you have Snapchat, you have giveaways and contests, and you also have email marketing. So when we talk about giveaways and contests, for example, and you can use some of your merchandise as the prizes in a series of giveaways and contests. Not only can those contests help you gain followers and build brand awareness, but you also have the opportunity to show off how well your products work. And in terms of email marketing, you can deliver your message as well as promos, discounts, and other brands news right to your customers' inboxes. So that's for the offline aspect of things. When we talk about offline, you basically can sell in person, which makes them really which makes candles very easy because you are able to avail your sweet smelling home decor items so that you can actually display those in craft shows and pop-up shops. So you give merchants the opportunity to get in-person feedback directly from potential customers, and that's really cool. Bottom line is you have the ability to actually tweak things depending on your specific strategy down the road. Let me give you a few candle business tips here. So if you are trying to start a candle business this year, you have to really understand that whether you do it as a side hustle or you want to kick it off full time, you have to really understand that you want to take amazing product photos. So great product photography is kind of key to convincing people to buy your candles. Make sure you can clearly see the shape and label of your candles. So that's really good. And also you want to create more selling opportunities. So having recurring customers is more profitable than constantly finding new ones. So you want to test different cross-sell and upsell opportunities to drive more revenue from your existing customers, such as travel-sized versions of your most popular candles, or let's say even limited edition scents. And you could also offer subscription boxes. And so this is really cool. You also want to expand your product line. So you have the ability, for instance, to repurpose your scents for products like soaps, shampoos, balms, perfumes, and other things to make and sell online. And when you really think about it, it's an easy transition for many candle makers because the scents are already developed. You just need to create the new products, and you can then upsell customers based on scents they buy often, create scent-centric care packages, and reach new audiences. You can also try to push holiday sales. I mean, that's a really great way if you are trying to expand your candle business. So approximately 35 to 45% of candle sales happen during the Christmas holiday season. That's really cool, and those numbers are coming from the National Candle Association. So that's really great because see, the thing is, 75 to 80% of buyers view candles as an appropriate holiday gift. So you want to prepare for this season by creating holiday campaigns with special promos and ads targeted at potential customers. You also want to stay on top of consumer trends. So we are talking about you doing research in terms of knowing what's working in your industry and what's really satisfying customers. Okay, and it's one of those things where when we talk about staying on top of consumer trends, you can use basically insights from various places to come up with new product ideas, fragrances, and marketing campaigns to actually promote your brands. And that's what you need to do all the time. So the bottom line here is that you have really understood how to start a candle business, and it's a lot of people, a lot of folks are asking questions about the profitability of candle making. Well, candle making is a great business. Okay, candle making is a great small business to start. It doesn't require, when you really think about it, it doesn't require much equipment or technical knowledge. It has a low startup cost, and you can make candles from home. And so the benefit of starting a candle business, it's really the low cost. So common costs for making candles include equipment like a double boiler, pouring pots, and mason jars. So plan to spend about $1,000 to start a small candle business from home. And so this type of business can be extremely profitable. Not only is there a low cost barrier to entry, but the candle making industry is expected to reach nearly $5 to $10 billion in the next 2 years. So there is no shortage of customers buying candles they love, and you really want to tap on that potential because folks are really more in tune, if you will, with their taste, with their desires, and that's really good in terms of thinking about making a product that can appeal to people's emotions versus their rational mindset. Okay, so but don't forget though, you want to do market research always. You want to always do market research. You always want to build your brain. You got to have a brain. With no brain, you ain't going anywhere. You want to build your brand. You want to create a business name. You got to have a business name that resonates with your target audience. And also, what I want to say is that the business name has to be in sync with your values and principles, business values and business principles. You want to write a business plan, a pretty detailed business plan, so that you can use this plan as a GPS for strategic decision making. Make candles to sell. You want to make candles that will appeal to your customer database, your customer base. Build your online store and market your candle business across off-channel and also, offline and online channels. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let me quickly give you an overview here. So in today's conversation, I explained to you how to start a candle business this year. I give you the overview, the steps, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.